Hello,
Hello, Danielira.
how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. Can you move your phone a tiny bit? No, just a tiny bit.
I don't know, to the left, to
Well,
the
no,
right,
I
to
mean,
up,
it's just like a
down.
tiny. No, don't worry. It's fine. It's
Where
fine
was
there.
it?
No, it's fine there.
Right here?
Uh, I'm not seeing the screen.
So I'll
How
leave it
are
there.
you?
Good, good. I'm good. Wasn't sure what I was gonna try and paint today for many reasons, because technically we ran out of white, and I mean technically, not as if it's like a technically.
Oh, but wait, I
Um,
I do have.
no, I know, but
If
I
you
don't like
want.
using other whites, to be
Yeah.
honest. I
Well.
I grew accustomed and I'm spoiled by using whites that have dryers now
Hmm.
because they're very kind of gummy and tacky, and all the other titanium whites tend to be super super creamy and kind of buttery, and I always feel kind of weird with painting with them. And the other thing is, just regular titanium white takes a long time to dry, a very long time to dry, and the way I paint, because I use, pretty thick paint.
Hmm.
The only thing that aids, well, one of the thing that aids the drying times in my painting is the fact, obviously, that the surface is raw, but also the fact that that the white has dryers, so it really does help. And when I use raw umber, that also helps. So I have like those three things: raw umber, which is a very very fast drying earth, a fast drying sorry, a fast drying white. I have no idea which dryers it has in it, or if it has like alkyd medium um, mixed in with oil, or it doesn't smell like paint that's been ground in alkyd medium, so I'm pretty sure that's not quite it. But it does dry very, very fast. So that for us is important because we ship paintings weekly, and I think that a painting has to be shipped when it's stable enough to be shipped. And I, yeah, if we use titanium white, like regular titanium whites, I'm afraid that it would take far longer for that painting to be stable enough to apply, like, a protective layer, and for that to dry. Like, I wouldn't feel super comfortable doing that.
So
So
Invictus Art was saying they use cobalt dryer in
yeah.
titanium white.
Okay.
I got
So
an allergic reaction to it,
oh
unfortunately.
wow, yeah. There's Courtrai dryer. There's a couple of dryers that they can use. Yeah, cobalt is a popular one. Yeah, that stuff is usually very strong. And the sad thing is, it's the same thing with the Michael Harding fast drying white. They don't really tell you what's in it. So I sometimes don't appreciate when they don't tell you. It's as if it's a recipe, but they don't put it in the tube. They don't put it in their tech sheets. So it would be nice if they could say what they're using. Like, if you just flip your tube, and you can read exactly what they're using. But yeah, they very rarely do that. So
Because it's like their secret recipe.
yeah,
Maybe they think
I
about it like
guess.
that. So,
I guess. So we're in a bit of a pickle because we don't have, well, where is my white? Yeah, I think I think maybe there's a little bit, but there's not nearly enough to do like a painting for sure. Yesterday, I had to squeeze twice, uh, like in there, and it wasn't enough for yesterday's painting, which was, maybe it was gray heavy, so there was a lot of white in it. But um, let's see. Oh, look at this. It says, oh, I never knew this. It's the vehicle is alkali refined sunflower oil, so it's a refined sunflower oil and synthetic resin. What? What does that mean? I don't know what synthetic resin can mean so many things.
Well, maybe that's how they
Yeah.
make sure nobody copies the
And
recipe.
I wonder why they have to alkali refine the sunflower oil. Make it dry faster, more stable, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. I'll try to learn about that maybe for tomorrow.
Nicolas
anyways-
Mijarovich said, sunflower oil strikes again.
I know, and it was right under my nose.
Yeah.
Let me see. I have other. Wait a minute. Because I have other. No, see the this is alizarin. This is walnut oil.
Mm-hmm.
So why is this on walnut? Okay, let's try another one. So Cat Red is on alkali refined. Well, this one is alkali refined. Why do they make it a base? I wonder. They refine it so it's less acidic? I don't know. Could you Google what is alkali refined oil? Isn't alkali a base? Right? Isn't that it?
Alkali what?
Well,
Alkali
if I remember
refined?
chemistry, yeah, alkali refined, alkali with a K,
Sí, sí.
refined oil. So if I remember chemistry, alkalis are bases. They're like on the other side of acids, right? Alkaline is a base, right? I don't know why they would do that. Drying time? No, I don't know.
Because I'm looking and
Stable?
it always says alkali refined linseed oil.
So why do they do that? Why not just say refined linseed oil?
The
Why?
oil is treated with an alkali solution, caustic soda,
Okay.
that reacts with the free fatty acids present
Present. Yeah. No.
and converts them into what is this?
Into
Soap stock?
soap. What?
Stock?
Stock? Okay.
But soap stock?
Yeah. Well, from oil you can get soap
It says no, yeah, but
when
I
you
don't
do
think that.
an emulsion.
But why would you need to do that for painting? That's what I'm
Because
thinking.
maybe you're refining it, and byproduct is soap.
It says the mixture allows then to separate the oil phase freed from fatty acid
Oh, there we
that
go.
floats on top from a layer phase of soap,
Okay.
alkali solution, and other impurities,
Okay.
which is drawn off.
Okay. So you add caustic soda
To take the fat,
to take
the
yeah,
fatties out.
separate the fats, and
Yeah.
then that also gets rid of the impurities because they precipitate. Was it they to the top or bottom? Did they say no? Separate.
So, from the fatty acid that floats on top.
Okay, so it does kind of separate. So awesome. Okay, so we learned that. Yeah, so it's a way of purifying oil. Synthetic resin, yeah, that could mean liquid. Honestly, that could
Look,
be an
it says-
alkyd medium.
Alkali refined pale linseed oil is a pale oil extracted from the seeds of the flax plant. It is used in many of Michael Harding's painting because it produces the strongest paint film during the drying process and ensures the longevity of each painting.
Yeah, well, but that's that is whatever speak. That doesn't matter. But yeah, I guess so that it takes impurities out. That's a way of refining it. Yeah, and synthetic resin, I have no idea. But I have no idea why sunflower for the white and why walnut for the rest of the paints, for the rest of the other pigments. I don't get that. Maybe it yellows less. Maybe. Because it's in white, you usually notice that when an oil yellows a lot, maybe it mixes better with the synthetic resin. Maybe. Better bonds with the synthetic resin. Who knows? It's a mystery. So what are we going to do? I think we did this once. I actually like that painting. We are going to use, let's use our yellow ochre pale, our Winsor Newton yellow ochre pale. Okay, so let's take this out. We're going to use that as our lightest pigment. So That's going to be fun. And obviously, that means that everything is going to have a yellow. There's going to be yellowness to almost everything. I mean, we could put other pure pigments so that they don't get contaminated by the yellow ochre, but I almost kind of want everything to have that yellow ochre in it. So I think we're going to mix freely. So we're going to use that. We're going to, what is this? No. Oh no, I got excited, but no, it's ivory black. I thought I had another white. And
I
it's
have
on the
my
way.
white.
Yeah, but it's your white, but it's not my white.
Yeah, and it's a cheap one.
No, it does. Oh my god, I painted for 20 years.
No,
with, like,
because
cheap
you're.
white.
I mean, you were saying you were kind of spoiled with the one you use.
Well,
Because you're like used to only it. So I'm saying
I mean,
I
I've
have
been
mine.
using the fast drying whites for the past. Well, it's been a while. For the past maybe 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years. But before that, it was cheap titanium white. And the times that I could, I bought lead white. So I've been in, varying degrees of that spectrum. So no. But I'm okay. You know what? It's a perfect excuse to just try and do this. Well, not try and do. We're gonna do a pretty cool painting, regardless of if we have white or not. And I know that the bismuth yellow is like staring at us, saying, "Well, you could use me to lighten things up." Maybe bismuth yellow. Maybe we have enough. Jesus, should we do this? Yeah, I don't know. No, let's use no, because we were doing that a little bit with last week's paintings, or not last week's, week before that we were doing the yellows. But today it's gonna be like yellow ochre just taking over. So, and the other thing is so that in terms of the technical aspect of the painting. And the other thing is it's very sad, but Paula Rego, yeah, she passed away. And we had done, because I think the question was brought up here, maybe, about best living artists or our favorite living artists. And I think I even did a post on my favorites, or the people that I probably respect the most and that I look up to the most, and that I acknowledge that, yeah, they're easily the best artists alive. And Paula Rego was one of them. And in my mind, it was such an easy option. Like, it's I think she's in this grand tradition of very powerful women artists. And I know that it's very tricky when you categorize, painters in terms of gender, and we should just, and on the one hand, we should just think about painting, where it's super easy in my mind to say Olga Oznanska or Mela Muter were, as good as any male painter ever in painting history. So, in terms of the grandness of painting, it's super easy for us to just equate people on their ability and their capacity to communicate and to express. And in that sense, my mind is like, my painting brain is genderless in that sense, in the sense of just people that have the ability and the power and the strength to say through painting, completely genderless. But it's not really, I know that, nowadays, and in terms of the context of an artist's life, you can't be blind to gender, because there's tons of variables that women artists had to deal with that men never had to deal with. So there is something, I mean, it means something when you say female painters. It means something. So I would say she is for sure one of the greatest female painters ever. And I would say that she is one of the, well, She was, unfortunately, but she was one of the greatest living artists today. So yeah, very sad day, but she left behind a very clear
You
so I
okay?
yeah, I just hit the camera. And so she left behind a very clear voice. She was always very, very highly critical of people that were against abortion, for example. She had to deal with that when she was younger. She went through a series of abortions when she was younger, and she could never understand. And this sounds like it's something that you could speak about nowadays, but her position was very, very true throughout her career. It was very obvious, but she she could never understand why you would criminalize women for having abortions, and she was very critical of laws in Portugal. She was that's where she was born. She was born in Portugal, but she was pretty much like British. She was Portuguese British, but she was very critical that when laws were instituted to criminalize abortion. So she did a ton of paintings, regarding that, like, making her position just obvious for everyone to see, very elegantly too. So when you see like the squatting women, every time you see a squatting woman or maybe a woman she paints with her legs spread, even though the context of having an abortion is not there, she is 100 times um, uh, just pointing at women preparing themselves to have an abortion. Every single pose of those figures, of those female figures that you see in her paintings, that are usually with their legs open or squatting, it's in reference to that. So very, very powerful artist, very, very, very powerful voice. Yeah, I think it's super sad that the art world lost such a strong, strong figure. So very, very sad. I mean, art is a weird thing that you don't usually, because you always see the resulting artwork, you tend to believe that that the artwork, not only the piece, but the person that's behind the making of the piece, they almost live in a world that is different from ours, and they kind of have the ability to just remain. And so it's always very grounding when you realize, no, they're just like every single person on this earth. Like they're going to leave behind just this wonderful, wonderful, uh, just broad variety of work that we can all grow from. But the truth is, they're just like any of us, and they have to say goodbye at some point. So I thought about painting her. I usually don't do this. I usually don't understand myself as someone who will commemorate someone's life through a painting, because I try not to be so. I try not to impart the actual painting so much power in that sense. I don't know if that's making any sense, but I just don't think that, like, I think we should be understanding of portraits in a way that it doesn't revolve around the portrait being like the exalting of somebody, and that's it. I think we can kind of grow from that notion that was very true for traditional portraiture, but in the same way that I say painting something is not, you're not enlightening the viewer just by painting something and making them observe it, and you're not bringing something that was invisible to this visible light. So now it's now it's worthy of being painted. Like, I'm very critical of painting too. I adore painting, but I'm also very, very critical. I don't know if it's good to stay in that place where you just say, I saw something, I painted it, and I made it beautiful, or I made it eternal, or I made it worthy. And I really do feel portraiture has to be an extension of that. I mean, it is a wonderful tradition, but we, I don't know, just just painting somebody doesn't and having the resulting painting should be a space, I don't know, a contemplative space, but it doesn't immediately grant anyone just the like something that's dignifying. I think we should be far more critical of portraiture than we are, because we usually associate dignity with, like, oh my god, that person is worthy of being painted. And usually the unveilings of portraits are ridiculous and very pompous, and there's this red cloth that you pull down with like this golden cord, and then you finally see a portrait and it's amazing, and then people clap, or it's horrible and people will still clap because they'll lie to your face. And so I tend to be a little more critical. So I don't feel that the painting of it is because is me saying, hey, this woman is so great that I want to acknowledge her greatness because and that's why I'm going to paint it. I don't know. I don't think it's such a simple equation. It should never be that simple, that because a painter chooses to paint someone, something, or make them the subject of their art. That doesn't grant you anything. It doesn't make you better or worse as a painter. It doesn't make you better or worse as a sitter. So again, I'm always very critical of everything that surrounds painting. So I don't just say, hey, it's our tradition and we should keep doing it and we should keep honoring it and we should be respectful because there are tons of paintings made of amazing people. Yeah, of course, great. I mean, that's fantastic. But that was also something that happened when only rich people could pay for portraits and only very famous people could have their portraits made. So usually you would see photographs of very famous people or paintings of very, very famous people. And you just started associating, okay, yeah, sure, portrait painting equals, people that were more worthy than us. And nowadays it shouldn't be the case. It really shouldn't. So, but having said that, I want to paint her because I want to talk about her. I wanted to talk about her and I wanted to acknowledge her worth, but her worth is not going to be any more or less because I paint her. Her worth is beyond anything that I could ever say or do. So, I hope there's fans of her work here. I maybe there's people that don't know her work, so maybe Danny can post some of her work.
Yeah. So Robin was asking who's the artist you're painting. I missed the name.
Yeah, Paula Rego.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I updated the title.
Yeah.
It says painting Paula Rego, because if maybe someone doesn't know.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure. She was and it's okay not to know. Don't ever feel weird if you didn't know of a particular artist. But she was one of the good ones, for sure. She was one of the big ones. She had a resounding voice. And, for me, it's a reminder for me that I kind of, I guess I shield myself behind the smallness of my family and the tiny circle that I've decided to paint. I love painting that, but I know how that can also be very, very comforting. And it's amazing when you see fearless people like her decide that her work, is going to be deep down about the dissatisfaction she feels, and she felt her whole life with particularly with women, having to feel like criminals, having to be treated like criminals, having to be subjected to the evaluation of their doings as criminal because they had an abortion. And in her case, her partner was another artist that was always threatening her, she got pregnant, I think 3 times, and he would always threaten her that that he would expose her, and he would go to because I think he was married, but that he would expose her, and he would go to his wife, and he would leave her if she wouldn't have an abortion. So it was something that she was subjected to do when she was younger, and it was also something that she would have been considered a criminal for doing, by the state. So, talk about a no-win situation that is, horribly imbalanced. So she was very, very critical of that, and she did it in the most elegant of ways. I mean, you can do it in the most overt of ways, but she chose to do it in this beautiful kind of symbolist manner of painting that was absolutely wonderful. I always thought she was like very well, at the beginning she was very Portuguese, very, very modern, I would say, very Fauvist even. She then went to slate school, so she was very much like a Freud, Auerbach, contemporary. I think she even showed with them, and you could sense that there's a lot of like slate school in her work, but it's different. It was different. It always felt different. For me, it was always Max Beckman-ish meeting, like a flatter Freud or something like that. I don't know. It's very, very strange. But in my mind, I always, when I was mentioning Olga Oznanska and Mela Mutar and Paula Rego or Katie Kolwitz, I always have them, as pillars of even like my own work. Even though a lot of the things they talked about are inaccessible to me, because a lot of the things they would speak about had to do with things that are, I would say, exclusive to women. So there's no way I can talk about those things. But in my painting, in the construction of my painting practice, they are pillars. They are people that I look up to and I think about probably every single day. So I do think she's in this grand tradition of enormously powerful women. So I'm super, super happy to be just thinking about her today. But again, I don't know why I just want to make this super clear, but and I don't want to say that whatever we do today has no worth, because it is going to be of value to me just because I'm thinking and reflecting about her today. But she's like, whatever I do, in no way can add merit or can discredit or can do anything to what she did her whole life. And I think that's awesome. That's awesome. The fact that I can, that I can pour my heart out and try and think about her and do a painting, but she's still enormous. Like, she is untouched by any of this because, she deserves to be in that place. So this is just, a tiny moment to reflect about her. And I do think that, the world lost an enormous, immense, just incredible artist. So, if we take a little bit to think about that, that's great. So let's do this. Wish I could have painted her enormous, and like thick and super volumetric. She didn't like painting from photographs. She hated painting from photographs. She painted from life. So I am not doing her memory. I'm not honoring her memory by painting her from a photograph. So I apologize. But yeah. So let's try to do a good job regardless. And I actually like that we're going to use that yellow ochre because that's super earthy. That's super, super grounded. It's going to make for a much more expressive painting. And maybe that's a truly wonderful thing. So let's see if we can pull it off. I'm probably, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I'm going to use that, but I'm going to use that just to have a change in hue, just to have like a small change in hue, but that I'm not going to overuse my bismuth yellow, promise. as I, as it's the first thing I grab and I pour like tons of it in the painting.
Robin was saying, awesome, thanks. She's amazing. Sad she passed. We are prey in her work. It's
Yes.
powerful.
Yeah, very much.
Ricardo.
Ricardito.
Yeah. Was saying, how are you? And ¿cómo estás tú y cómo estaba yo?
We're doing good. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ricardito.
And he was also saying she painted so her voice would be heard even after her departing. Rest in peace.
Yes, yes.
And Ricardo also said, fearless artists are a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's when, I mean, that's why I was saying, like, I think of myself as somebody who sort of shields themselves, or I shield myself behind the very sort of protective nature of the smallness of my life. But there's other people that no, they want their voice to be known, and they want it to echo, and reach as many corners of this earth. And that's fearlessness. That's amazing. I don't have that. I don't. And maybe that's why I'm always going to be a lesser artist than these amazing people. But I'm glad that people that like her do want to take full advantage of their ability to want to project their voices like that. I don't. I'm smaller. I'm okay being smaller. I'm fine with the role of being smaller. But I also know that that's, that would have never been me. I just don't have that in me. So pretty amazing, though. The people that do pick up that torch and they feel they have the strength to carry it. So
Mairene Medina dice, Paula Rego, sus temas y su sensibilidad para crear imágenes.
Sí, enorme. Enorme. So here's first moment that we're going to have to make a decision to try to make these two a little bit different. So that's a lot, but hopefully in the end it's going to make some sense. We'll see. We'll see. Our values are going to be maybe all over the place with this painting, but that's also exciting. So, I mean, if even just for this painting, she can teach us to be a little bit bolder, then that's her job. That's a wonderful job. So,
Invictus Art was saying, I don't understand if she supported abortion or she was against criminalizing it. Sorry, the ignorance.
Well,
I think both.
Those usually and more recently go hand in hand, right? So because the people that are against it, I think, and this is not just recent, but there's been like an escalation of it, and I hope this can turn into a just a respectful conversation, by the way. But you can sense that there's tons of governments like throughout this planet, this whole planet, that have gone from a very, sensible discussion, which really usually, you're getting a polarizing of a very polarizing nature. So you're getting a lot of people that tend to be, for example, very religious. In Catholic countries, that's almost certainly the case, where they would be against it, but there was this gray area where they would be morally opposed to it, let's say. Like they would be very staunch critics, and they would say, this is wrong, we're morally opposed to it. But what has been happening, and you could see it throughout the world, is that it's been starting to be criminalized. And women are starting to be portrayed as criminals for having abortions. So maybe at some point it was something that you could separate, being against something for maybe perhaps religious beliefs, and but in the comfort of your solitude and your own home, when you were, alone with your thoughts, you would have never thought that somebody who had an abortion should go to prison. Maybe you would have said like, no. I mean, I can't understand it, but I don't want, poor young girls going to prison. Like that doesn't make sense. That would be absurd. But that is the truth nowadays. That's certainly been happening all over. And I have to say, our country, which has many flaws, nobody has to tell us about the many, many flaws our country has. One thing we got right was our abortion laws. And we're one of the few countries in the world that extended the period of when you can legally and safely have an abortion. And it's one of the countries in the world that has the longest amount of time for a woman to decide to go through something that's, I mean, this is me talking. I don't even know why I'm the one who's talking, but it's one of the most traumatic things in the world, because people that are thinking that women are having abortions, they're thinking like they're having abortions like they're like you're buying groceries. Like you just go do 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 and you just have an abortion, and then you wipe it off your brain, and then that's it. No trauma, no nothing, no physical limitations after that. Your body's the same. Psychological. Yeah. People think that people that have abortions are like, oh yeah, they're fine. They're going to be fine. They can't wait to have another one. And the truth is, no, this is one of the most traumatic things, a person with a uterus can go through. And it's absurd of people to think that it's that simple and that easy. But Colombia we got it right.
Yeah.
We got it right, and people celebrated, and it's pretty amazing. And I don't know. It's one of those things that, one of the things that you can look up to and say, I'm proud that we got this right as a society.
So I was going to say that maybe the best way to answer to what Paula Rego stand for is reading a quote. And I have a quote here.
Yes, please.
That she made in 2002 in a public statement following an abortion trial in Portugal. It says, so she was explaining what drove her to explore the subject through her work. And she says, the series was born from my indignation. It is unbelievable that women who have an abortion should be considered criminals. It reminds me of the past. I cannot abide the idea of blame in relation to this act. What each woman suffers in having to do it is enough. So I think that's like a super clear way to understand her posture. And also, I was wanting to also say that she talks about the ways that people have abortions, but not only like the abortions in the clinics.
Oh yeah, the clandestine,
exactly,
clandestine or
exactly,
yeah, which is the case with many of like third world countries that people don't understand. Like,
exactly,
the amount of lives are lost.
She even talks about that, and it says Paula Rego has spoken openly about several abortions she has had herself, emphasizing how restrictive reproductive laws disproportionately affected poorer women in her native Portugal.
Of course.
She was saying, if you were rich, it was easier to find a safe way to have an abortion, usually by traveling to another country. Poor women, Rego said, were butchered. Butchered.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
So.
Yeah, that's you could use that argument for every single, I mean, most countries in the world, but for sure third world countries, for sure Latin American countries, for sure countries that have, a high density population in rural areas where the state it has completely forgotten about those territories. That is so very, very, very true. So a lot of people that think it's a moral argument, it's almost like they haven't opened their window to see the vastness of the world, of this planet, and how different it is, and how disproportionately poor people live when compared to the rights and to the availability of the things that people like us have. So it is, it will always be, I guess, a very tough subject matter.
Yeah, because also...
But I think we would do her a disservice if we don't mention it, because it was important for her.
Yeah.
It was terribly important for her.
It was her fight.
It was like what drove tons of her works. Like you can do anything you want, but just so you know, you can't look at her work and not understand that that's what she was trying. That's one of the things that she was trying to say, that trying to convey. So if you've liked her work and now know this, and then maybe you don't share her opinion and don't, and didn't realize it, know that was her voice, that was her fight. So we have to acknowledge that. We can't just say, oh, let's paint a nice painting. Let's honor her. Let's do her. Yeah. And let's do a nice painting. Like, no, the best way we can do that is by saying, yeah, this is what she stood for. So.
Brady Fellow said, I did not know that about Colombian abortion laws.
Yeah,
Good for you guys.
Yes.
These last few years have been eye-opening for me. The U.S. is so much more backwards than I ever thought.
Like we said, we're not perfect. We're not a perfect country, for sure. You could say that that's one of the things that we can do. We can be incredibly sensitive to. But just yesterday, I saw like something that happened in the Senate where they didn't allow this senator to be part of a debate because he was gay. So we can be so understanding.
El rojo. El rojo se está cayendo.
Oh. So we can be so understanding of certain things and then so blind.
I'm sorry, I have to say this because I was seeing the screen.
And everyone was yelling?
No. And I saw the red, like
tumbling.
rolling down, and I put my hand.
Oh, really?
In the screen, yeah.
There we go. That's
so dumb, yeah.
No. Thank you. I didn't see it, so.
So, Mayrin Medina was saying, I think that she don't criminalize abortion. She just talking about the harsh realities of to be a woman. No. So, what we were saying is that she was against criminalizing abortion.
Yes.
So, yeah. Just to clarify that.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe I said something that...
No. Maybe because
sounded...
my Irene was speaking in Spanish.
Yeah.
Before. So maybe, I don't know if maybe...
Or maybe I expressed something incorrectly, and I'm so sorry if I did.
No, because I was listening to you all the time. And you didn't. I mean, you were talking about how she was fighting against...
Yeah.
The criminalization of abortion. So... So let's see. Maybe we can say hi.
Yes, please.
So, Margo dice hola. Hola, Margo.
Hello, Margo.
Alejandro Pinzón Palma. Hola, Alejandro Pinzón Palma. Tiempos.
¿Dónde se había escondido?
Debajo de la palma. Dice, hola, ¿cómo están? Hola, Alejandro. Bien, ¿cómo está Alejandro? Diane McGrath was also saying hola. Hola, Diane.
Hola, Diane, or hello.
Gabriela Pérez.
Sí.
Gaby dice, Oli, ¿cómo van? Hola,
hello,
Gaby.
Gabriela Pérez.
Bien, ¿y tú?
Gabriela, ¿cómo le fue vi que estuvo de moderadora, vi que estuvo toda importante la semana pasada? ¿Cómo le terminó de ir?
A ver. A ver, ¿dónde estaba acá? Germán Rodríguez, alias Gabriel García Márquez, estaba diciendo hello there. Hola, Germán.
¿Cómo está Germán?
Tiempo sin ver a Germán por acá.
Es que nuestros amigos europeos siempre están más presentes cuando hacemos
De mañana, sí.
un stream mañanero.
Sí. Pero hay que decir que, por ejemplo, Alejandro Morales siempre está.
Siempre.
Siempre. Es como son las 3 de la mañana, me tengo que ir, pero está.
Y además Alejandro siempre es, oigan muchachos, me disculpan, pero es que ya son como las 4:30 de la mañana acá. Entonces de pronto voy a tener que irme a descansar. Y uno
Sí.
es como, no, por
Claro.
favor, vaya,
Sí,
vaya,
sí.
por favor.
O Tintin, que ella sí es como
No, Tintin es que no.
empezamos el stream y son las 4 de la mañana ya.
Tintin no conoce el sueño.
Em, Marciel Panther. Is it Marciel? Because it says, like, I'm gonna read it as it's written. Marshall Panther. So I don't know if it's Marshall or if it's Marciel. I want to know. Who's saying hi.
Hello.
Javi was saying hola hola, hello to all. Always appreciate these conversations about your knowledge of other artists. This exposure you provide to artists I do not know is priceless.
Oh, that's wonderful. If it's an excuse to just, look her work up and just read about what she, what she stood for and what she went through, that's wonderful. That's, if this could be an excuse to do that, which is far more important, I think, then wonderful.
Aldo
Mhm.
was saying the last painting you posted was amazing.
Oh, thank you. No, very kind.
Claudia Puentes dice hola a todos. Perdón.
¿Todo bien allá?
Sí. Es que empecé a hablar y sentí como que estaba a punto de toser.
Ujú.
Entonces,
¿Pero ya todo bien?
ya todo bien. Sí, Claudia
Bueno.
Puentes está diciendo hola a todos. Hola Claudia, ¿cómo estás? Live Veiled Boy, Ricardito, was saying, your humility, Nico, is beautiful, but you are who you are as an artist and your work speaks its own voice.
Gracias, Ricardito, por las palabras.
And it doesn't whisper.
Oh, I am more comfortable with the whisper, though.
And Belico Durich was saying that, was saying to Ricardo, I just wanted to write that. So he thinks the same way about your work.
Well, you're very kind.
Roslyn was saying hello. So we have the rose.
The boat is rowing.
Exactly. Liad was saying, did the Discord notification help anyone? Thank you, Liad. You're always
always pushing the Discord.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Catherine Kenny was saying, hello everyone, just joining now. Catherine, yesterday I didn't ask you, but I wanted to know if you maybe know what kind of puppy you're looking for. Because yesterday you told us that you were looking for a puppy, but I never got the chance to ask.
Okay, yeah.
So, and the name. I would want to know the name.
Oh, that's
if that's
very...
okay.
Not many people. I wonder if many people can name pets before they get them.
Yeah, that's...
Because your story is a little bit different. Like
yeah.
The value that you put in that name means something beyond the name itself.
Yeah.
So in your case, I can totally understand it. But I'm remembering all the dogs that we had in our family. It's almost like you have to meet the dog to name it. You get the sense of the dog as soon as you meet them.
Yeah, no, and I get it. I mean, I've seen dogs that are like black and white and called Oreo or something like that.
Well, yeah,
and
those are like, yeah.
No, but I mean, that's fine.
Oh, anyone can name, yeah.
But like that makes sense to the dog. It wouldn't make sense to say it's gonna be Oreo.
Well,
beforehand.
Well,
or maybe it would make more sense if you see the dog and you're like, oh, now I know why you choose that name.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, but in my case, It's been chilly since I was a little kid. I even have a picture in my desk
Yeah?
of the plush toy I had. It was a husky. My first chili.
Oh, the
it
one
would-
that you would tell us that you would drag around.
Exactly. So I would use the shoe laces
Mm-hmm.
as a collar, as a, ¿cómo digo? Correa. As a leash.
Leash?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I used to take my chili everywhere. So yeah, I have a photo of me with a honguito haircut.
Okay.
So like a
Bowl
coconut,
cut.
yeah, bowl cut, and my dog. So yeah, it's been chilly ever since. Sergi Arts dice, hola, yo me he enterado de esto hace unas horas y una carita triste. Gaby dice, bien, igual no era nada grande, solo que nunca había moderado una charla y tenía pena, pero apenas comenzamos todo salió súper bien, las niñas de la charla increíbles.
Qué bueno,
Y
me alegro.
Alejandro Pinzón Palma dice, una dura Gaby, yo estuve allí y todo te salió súper.
¡Uy!
¡Súper!
Pinzón Palma con el support.
Carlos Taylor pregunta, ¿la referencia es en color o a blanco y negro?
La referencia es en color, son fotos de ya internet, honestamente. Pero pues, obviamente estamos haciendo un ejercicio donde no hay blanco, estamos reemplazando, digamos, bueno, seamos súper técnicos y como más coherentes con toda la imagen. Un poquito de bismuto. Entonces vamos a decir que reemplazamos el valor más claro por el bismuto, que en términos de valor tonal, pues no es que se aleje tanto. De pronto está como medio paso, si acaso un paso más oscuro que el blanco, pero yo no diría que es mucho más. Más como medio paso. Pero al principio decía que lo iba a mezclar para esta parte de abajo solo para generar una diferencia chiquita, pero el resto, incluso después trabajo como en esta parte de abajo para ver si podemos darle como más unidad a la imagen, que me gustaría que fuera como súper, súper pesada. Pero la idea es como reconocer que no tenemos más blanco, no vamos a usar el blanco, qué tipo de imagen podemos como empezar a construir a partir de eso. Entonces, obviamente, así tengamos una imagen de referencia, así tuviéramos una imagen de referencia que fuera a color, pues la verdad no importaría porque habría un montón de cosas por interpretar.
So, Marciel Panter said, hi Nicolas, you always hope to pull off a painting about the chosen subject, but every painting so far you did is a masterpiece. And yes, it's me, Marciel, but on another... and yes, Daniela, it's me, Marciel, but on another device with another account. So I know it's Marciel.
Oh, good.
So it's like Jair Piñeros.
And you know what we say? You have to double like, double subscribe, double ring the bell. So please.
So Jair Piñeros and Pairgineros.
Yeah.
Lapis Exilis, so Shade was saying, hey everyone.
Hey Shade.
Hi Shade, how are you? Liad was saying, Dani and Nicolas, you should see some of the art the community have been sharing in the Discord. Lychee and Weird Beard and Catherine Kane have shared some great art, to name a few. Yeah, we were even talking yesterday about Catherine's painting of her dog.
But we'll do. We'll
but
definitely
we will.
check.
Yeah. Yesterday I even discovered there's a section called Pets. I had no idea. So we have to check it out. Catherine Kenny was saying, we want to get a German Shepherd crossed with something. I do have a name in mind.
Oh.
Archimedes.
Archimedes. Oh.
Archimedes? ¿Se dice?
Yeah.
Archimedes.
Well, for us in Spanish, but.
We will call him Archie.
Okay.
My partner is afraid of shepherds, but they're my favorite breed. So something with shepherd that doesn't look like a shepherd, hopefully.
Okay, that's a lot of boxes to tick there.
And they're saying, I would be open to another name when we find him if inspiration strikes. I love the name Chili for a dog. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the only thing we know about Chili is that that's gonna be their name.
Yes.
So that's like a non-negotiable. Non-negotiable?
There you go.
Yeah. But it's not like I'm trying to impose it. You were fine with it. You were like,
it was never going to be something I was going to fight you about.
Yeah. Maybe the second dog, if we have 2 or 3 or 4.
I think you are talking nonsense right now.
You can choose the second name. But I only want my Chili forever.
Yeah, I think we're going to do fine with just one.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless the people that have more. But I am pretty confident that we're only going to have one.
Yeah. No, and I've always wanted one dog.
There you go. So conversation.
Making my dream come true. That's weird. I mean, sometimes I know that you're like, don't get that excited because it's not the time we're getting it yet. Yeah. But I just feel like I've been dreaming about this all my life.
Oh my God.
Finally.
Yeah.
I'm going to have it. So sometimes it's like pinch me. Like I can't believe I'm going to have a dog.
Well, yeah, but I'm a realist person. So I mean, I tend to get very excited, but life has taught me not to anticipate anything in life. So, I'm both very excited, but also very aware that because we want to be responsible about this, we can't get the dog before end of the year.
Exactly.
So, when end of the year time comes, I'm going to be very excited for sure.
Yeah, but you know that I have
I know.
Like an Amazon shopping list.
I know.
And like things that I've seen that I want to get.
But so many things can happen in life that I'm
no, but
I know, and I know I'm not saying that then people should never get excited about anything, but I'm always like I'm the sort of person that's always like, okay, I'm looking forward to this, but I also tell myself like I will get very excited when the time is right.
Yeah. Liet said, Catherine, shepherds are a great breed. We had one when I was a kid, and he tried to save me from the pool when he thought I was drowning. If you get a puppy, I doubt your partner will be afraid of it, and then if they raise the puppy, they will love it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Marciel was saying, my girlfriend says, thank you, Nicolas, on the words about abortion. It was spot on, she said.
Oh, no. Yeah, and forgive me. I really do feel, I can't speak for men out there. I certainly know a lot of men that love to feel like they can have conversations about this. I do think that this is a subject that just because of the nature of it, it also implies that people that you are close to or people that you've known or people that you've loved, it's something that you have felt through those people. So it's a very, very sensible subject matter. So I totally understand that. But I do feel it's one of those things that I just don't, it's not my conversation to have. It really isn't. It really, really isn't. And I don't know. But I know that it's not my conversation to have, but I know it's a conversation that I feel I have never, ever, and I know we don't usually do politics in this channel. We really don't. It's not that we shy away from that. It's just that we realized that we could start introducing stuff that would make us realize how very different we are, because now we have painting that bonds us. But if we dig in deep, I'm pretty sure there's a ton of things that we are, that we believe that are very different. And I'm okay with that. And I also try to understand that this can be a space about the things that do unite us, with the hopes that maybe we realize that we can have a conversation about, and very tough conversations, or maybe amongst, two people that meet here and that start DMing, and that they realize, oh, maybe you're close to my hometown and maybe we can meet, or maybe we can talk, maybe late at night we're chatting about, subject matter that is tough. And maybe you have like completely different positions on stuff, but because you started in a place where you can share things, you realize that the person that believes something different is not ignorant, or is not your enemy, or is not stupid. Because I think right now the world does an amazing job at teaching you that the other person is always an ignorant, stupid, uneducated fool. That both sides believe that. Both sides believe that every decision that the other side is making is the most ridiculous, stupidest decision that they could ever do in their lives. What they don't realize is like they're 50%. Pretty much the world is like that right now. It's 50% of people believing one thing and 50% of people believing something else. And it, like, how does that make any sense to say that the other people, the people that don't believe things like you, are just, the world would be better off without them? Because sometimes the argument feels like that. The argument feels like, you know what, these people are worthless. Like, honestly, the world deserves to be better, and better means that these people are gone. Like, we don't want the way they, I don't want to hear the way they talk. I don't want to hear the way they think. I just don't want to deal with them. I'm going to move to a community that thinks like me, but I can't stand these people. And that's happening all over this planet. And the reasons can be varied. They can be many. And I'm going to say something. There are certain things that, yes, people should educate themselves on. If you're a racist, you are objectively off. You're wrong. Yeah, you are.
Period. It's
period. Those
no
things,
discussion.
Those
around
things
that.
shouldn't be like a conversation. Those sort of things should be like, dude, you should educate yourself. Take your time, and leave all that hate behind. You can still turn your life around. You can still realize that you were believing in things that are just completely off. And come on,
yeah,
life
period.
is giving you a chance to like be better. You can be better. But period. I don't think those things are debatable. I really don't.
Yeah, but I think that when the conversation is maybe around religious beliefs or politics,
Oof, those are
I
tough.
think exactly. But I think that people have different postures, and that doesn't mean that they should not exist, as you were saying.
Oh,
Because
no.
there's people that are like, I mean, you shouldn't be like, you shouldn't even exist.
Yeah.
And they think that the world would be better without them, like just with people that think like them.
Yeah, but the truth is, one of the biggest challenges that human beings face is the fact that we're all different. We're always going to be different. Every single person on this planet is going to be different. Every single person. And the biggest challenge has always been, how do we talk to each other? And not just say, I believe in this, you believe in this, in this other thing. Sorry, goodbye. You and I are never going to meet anywhere. We're never going to find common ground. Ever, ever, ever. I hope you die. That's what it feels like. Like the world really feels like that. And I don't know what has happened, that we don't have spaces where you really realize that the only way out of this is not by just, again, Thanosing half of the population, but by saying, how do we get somewhere can we start talking again? And how do we get somewhere together? Somewhere.
I would even say that I feel that the problem is that when people enter to a politics conversation or a religious conversation, they are trying to change the other's point of view. Like they're trying to defend. They're not even listening to what the other person's saying. They're just like attacking. Because as you were saying, it's like, if you don't believe this, you're gone. Like, I don't care about you.
Yeah, if you're not
and I
with
don't
me,
think that's having a conversation. I mean, I think you can still have conversations about politics and question things about politics or religion without having to have like a super defensive posture to it. But I think it's super terrible because all the conversations around those topics have become that. Like just arguing and just like people standing here and people standing here and just like throwing punches.
Oh, and it's a minefield. Like,
And it's like, we should start this by saying, I know what I believe. You know what you believe. Let's just talk. Let's just openly talk. Or maybe if you don't want to talk, don't talk. But I think you should respect the other people.
as tough as it is to say you're a chauvinist pig, you should. Because the only way you can, have people understand where you're coming from and share your experience and perhaps why your experience has shaped your beliefs is if you open up to wanting to talk to those people. If they are projecting hate and you just give them hate back, well, welcome to the world right now. That is, people on one side, people on another side.
And again,
we are just tribes and we're just going to kill each other.
Yeah. And again, I think that everything that we're saying applies to things like we were saying, politics, religion, but not about things that are like there's no discussion around that, as you were saying.
Yeah, I think that
it's like there's things that are just not okay.
Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't have to be a discussion around that, because that's not okay, period. There's not like a way of saying that it makes it better. No, it's not okay, period. But why having these terrible confrontations about religious beliefs? Like, why? Why? I mean, again, you're not going to change what the other person thinks. They're not going to change what you think. Why are you trying to... And why are you like so full? And I'm saying you, like, why one is like so full of anger every time someone talks about a different belief, like a belief that's not their own belief.
I think we just we're growing accustomed to, as a society, to when we don't like something, we almost feel that it's a right that we possess to say, I just don't want to be here and I don't like this. And it could be with another human being. It could be it could be small talk. And you could say, you know what, this person is boring me. Goodbye. Like, I'm just going to swipe and I'm never going to see this person again. I deserve better. They're idiots. I just don't want to see you again. I can't deal with you. And I really do think that we're getting so used to just being, we don't have, like, we've lost any sense of standing another human being, any sense. I think we used to be able to say, oh, wow, this person, like, God, like, I don't really like the way they speak. And maybe it could be in your friend group. And you would go out and could be at a bar and maybe somebody said something stupid. And you would always say, like, dude, that was stupid. Like, come on, you don't say those sort of things. Or you can confront them and there was a space and maybe they got defensive. But maybe a couple of days later, they apologized and they were like, you know what? Yeah, I said something stupid. And maybe I'm describing my life, by the way, because I said a lot of stupid stuff when I was younger. And maybe days later, I realized, oh my God, I hurt like my friend's girlfriend with what I said. And I would have to call somebody back and say, you know what? I acted like an idiot. I'm so sorry. Like, I really do apologize. Like, I'm going to, try to not talk like that, like an idiot, again. And I think that's good. That's good. For you to realize that many times you're going to say something and you're going to sound like an idiot. And for you to be given the chance to say, oh my God, I was an idiot. I'm sorry. And for then people to be able to say, you know what? Yeah, you were an idiot, but we love you. Like, don't do that again. Be better. And you still have your friends and you still have your family. But now we just don't allow it. It's like, dude, you said something wrong. Goodbye. Please don't exist. Please cease to exist. We don't want to see you. Don't open your mouth.
Yeah,
you're the most ignorant
cancel
human being.
culture.
Yeah, like, disappear off the face of the earth. Like, oh my God, why are you here still? Like, we just have no tolerance whatsoever whatsoever. We've lost it. Whatever little tolerance or ability to tolerate other people we had, it's like, what happened? What the hell happened? So I really do think that there has to be, at some point in society, there's going to be a tipping point. There is going to be, because right now it's just, if we follow what is happening right now, like the two ends of the spectrum are just, they're starting to feel like super heavily populated. And if it reaches to that point, we're just going to say those people are the bad ones. I mean, and by we, I mean anyone. The person from one side or the person from the other side, they're just going to say, we are convinced that the people that are on the other side of the shore, they're the bad ones. And we cannot live with them. We cannot stand them. And we're going to, like humanity has done forever, forever and ever. We're just going to be tribes that are going to kill each other. And that's it. That's it. Or we can just say, wow, this is tough. And we have to find a damn way to just learn how to speak again to each other. We have to. We really, really have to. So, I don't know.
So, Roslyn said, I so agree. As an elder in our OPL tribe, I'll say every person or place I've discovered with cultures and practices different from me always taught me something new. I'm grateful. And Shade was saying, so me being the resident put their foot in their mouth, idiot. The problem is that absolutely every issue gets lumped in with racism as absolutely unacceptable. I mean, if you try saying that biological men have an advantage in sports and maybe shouldn't compete against women, and hey, you're labeled a TERF/racist, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And Shade was saying, agreed with you both. Dennis was saying, what a convo to drop in on.
Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah, I know.
Invictus Art was saying, I think people feel attacked and it's like they're protecting their beliefs because their beliefs are part of what they are.
Right.
Yes, I get that. What I don't get is, I mean, it doesn't matter what other people think. It's not going to change your beliefs. For example, a religious belief. And I don't know why people try to change other people's point of view all the time. And it happens with even different topics. I mean, let's say simpler topics. So I'm going to give an example. I don't want to have kids. And it's so funny how every time I say I don't want to have kids, I get a reaction of people like, no, it's because you're too young. No, I mean, you're saying this, but in some years you would want to have a kid.
Yeah, you don't know what you're saying.
Exactly. Or like, I even received a comment once like, no, being a woman is being like having kids. And I'm like, no, and I'm sorry, but I'm talking about what I want in my life. Like, I don't know, me not having kids or having 1,000 kids, what does that affect you? Like, in what sense, you person that I don't know and that I'm just meeting? Because that even happened, I remember, it even happened in parties, in every space. Like, there was people that just knew my name and they were telling me, no, you have to have kids. Like, no, listen to me. You have to. You don't know what you're saying. You have to. It's like, what? No.
And by the way, you're allowed to change your mind at any point in your life.
Exactly. But it's
anytime. So
yeah,
it's one of those things that it's like.
Yeah. But it's also like, I don't know. I've said that I don't want kids since I was maybe 14 years old. And it has not changed. It just solidified. I know that I don't want to have kids. And it's nothing about not liking kids, because I think I'm a very good person with kids. I love them.
You're amazing. You've been
and I have to
amazing
say
for
they
the last
love me.
6 years with, someone fair. You've been incredible.
Yeah, and I completely love kids. I just don't want a kid of my own. And that's not a thing that everyone should be debating about. I think that's the problem. Like people trying to say, like, you know what? You're wrong. Let me change your mind. Why? I mean, why would you try to change my mind? It's not like I'm wrong and you're right. We just have different perspectives about life. And that's what life is about, like having different perceptions about a lot of things. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I was like super excited.
No. I was gonna say like and again, these are tough subject matters because they do tend to like Shade was saying, they do tend to be bunched up with like bigger subject matters and bigger and bigger and bigger, and we usually don't have the finesse to differentiate those things. But I can tell you this, for example, Shade, Danny and I have conversations. We are a couple that can't love each other more, like, and respect each other more. I could tell you that right now. And Danny and I have conversations where we question things. And we question things that are meant to be questioned, not in the sense that, like, by questioning them, you're doing something appalling or wrong, or it's like, hey, let's think about this for like a second.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, I love sports. I love sports. I've always loved sports all my life. I wasn't super competitive just because it wasn't in me, but my younger sister was an incredible swimmer. I was a swimmer too. Like my older sister was too. My youngest sister was too. So we were super, we grew up with being competitive, with the notion of understanding being competitive. And when the conversation started revolving around trans people in sports, I was always like, oh wow, this is like Billie Jean. This conversation of gender in sports has been there for the longest time. It has always been part of sports, because sports by nature are competitive. There's not a single sport, I can't think of a single sport in this world where there's not like a winner. And for there to be a winner, there has to be losers. So there's this idea of competitiveness. It has nothing to do with gender. It's just like human beings trying to be faster or better or more accurate or have more endurance. Or it has always been a part of us. It's always been a part of us. And me as a person that loves sports has always like questioned, oh wow, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough when trans women enter like a women's sport. That's going to be super, super tough. It's a tough conversation to have. And when they're breaking records, tough conversation to have. When they're taking scholarships, from women, tough conversation to have. It's not easy. But with Danny, for example, this is something, again, that I really do believe that you have to have a place where Danny knows where I'm coming from. Like, I am all for, trans rights, 100%. And she knows that. She knows exactly how I feel about that. But she also knows that I love sports and how sometimes I feel, okay, that's not fair. So how do we deal with something? How do I feel, for example, which I'm super supportive of rights. How do I feel of something that I, as somebody who loved sports, feels that's not right? And maybe, who was it? I think McEnroe, because McEnroe has been like at the center of some of these discussions, because years ago he said that like Serena would be like number 600 in the world if she were to play with like male tennis players. He was like, you know what? This conversation ends in 1 second. Just have, genderless sports. Just have genderless sports. If there's a weight, then, just have it weight-based, like boxing or any martial arts. Just have it weight-based. But if you're playing soccer, just put the 11 most talented people in there. And that's it. If you're running, just put the 11 most, the fastest 11 people in there. And period. If you're going to play, if you're golfing, just, start from the same tee, and then the whole length is the same for everyone, and then that's fine. That's it. The whole position is the same for everyone. And that's it. period. It would be, in many ways, it would be the simplest conversation that you could have if you would say, you know what? Let's just have a sport. A sport. If women want to play soccer, then they have to, along with men, they have to go through, camp, summer camp, I guess. And the coach, the team of coaches, is going to pick the 11 best players. And if there's 9 women in there, amazing. And if there's no women in the 22 players that are going to be called for a match, then we have to be okay with that. But if we're not okay with that, which I think as a society we're not okay with that, then we have to be like willing to say, hey, but this is a tougher conversation. This is a tougher conversation because how do we differentiate things without feeling like we are differentiating people? Like, how do we make different categories without categorizing people, human beings? And I think the very nature of that, if you start the conversation there, it's a super tough conversation. But like I said, and I'm just giving an example, Danny and I have a safe place where we talk about these things. And many times I'm like, I can even tell you this I'll be very honest. I'll tell Danny, I'll be like, Danny, maybe what I'm about to say is wrong. So I'm just going to say it, but just for the sake of like knowing that we can have this argument. And I'll say something that sounds a little, too much, or sounds like I'm not being super politically correct.
No, it's like you're playing, but it's like devil's advocate.
Yeah, but because I'm not, as a human being, I think we can't be afraid of having that conversation. I think that what has turned us afraid of our own voice is to feel that if we voice our opinion, like it doesn't matter what that opinion is, there's going to be somebody on the other side that's going to think the worst of us as human beings, the worst of us as human beings. And that can't be the case. Like, I really feel like you need people that love you, that understand you, that know you. You need people to converse with, to say, guys, I'm trying to figure this out. Like, let's have this conversation because I'm trying to figure this out, but don't judge me. Like, don't come at me. Like, let's talk. And let me hear what you think about this. I'll let you know what I think about this. And that's how you grow. There's no other way to grow. No other way. No way in hell. Usually, like educational institutions used to be the place to do that. It, like, by their very nature, like a university, it's called university because there's universality of thought. It's meant to be the place where everyone from anywhere in this world, believing completely different things, comes together to a place where you can discuss, and you would have a moderator who's a teacher who is hopefully mature enough to say, I can be the person in the middle of this that deals with tough subject matter. But I do feel that even institutions have become a little lopsided, and it's becoming, I don't like when you are, and I think people are growing afraid of their voice. I really don't like that. I really, really don't. It's not a sin to have a voice.
But I think
you have to, and I'm sorry, Danny, I'm going to finish, but you have to be in a place where you can put that voice to test, and you can realize that you were mistaken about a bunch of things, or solidify things that you really felt, that were very close to you and your experience. But I do think that we do ourselves a disservice when we only look for like-minded people that just are going to agree with us with everything that we say, because that's not what the world looks like. When you step out into the world, you realize, oh no, there's people that are very different from me. And it doesn't mean that like you have to run back to the people that are exactly like you. No, it means that, I'm going to, like, the world has to give me the tools to teach me how to talk to people that are not like me. So I'm sorry. So that was my
no. I was gonna say that I think the problem is not only that people are being afraid of their voice, because I think that there's also a big problem, and it's that there's another group of people, a big group of people, that don't care if they step on others people in other people's ideas with their voice. Like, they think they have a voice and they can do whatever with it. so they can tell someone to do something different, like trying to convince them that what they believe is wrong. So I do think that the problem is having like a balance to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think that people should be afraid of their voice, but I do think that people should be like conscious about their voice too.
Like responsible also.
Exactly.
About what
It's
it
like
means to have
knowing
like
what
an
you're
opinion.
saying.
Yeah.
And it's good when you're afraid of your voice to inform yourself. And as you were saying, being able to ask questions. But I do think that it's also important to inform yourself when you are not afraid at all of your voice.
Yeah. It's almost like we believe that because they are rights, like I have the right to express myself, that you have earned that right, and you haven't earned that right. Like you have to earn that right. Like the ability to speak about those things, about anything, you have to earn it. And earning it means maybe saying stupid stuff, but having also the courage to say I was wrong, and I'm gonna look into this a little bit more, and going out of your comfort zone. Like to me, what Rosalind was saying. Travel the world. Travel. Go to places. Like if you only eat in one restaurant, go to another restaurant in like another side of town and just have that experience and look at the people that are eating there and listen to their conversations and just slowly broaden your world. And you're going to realize, wow, people are so different and so justifiably different. And if you can travel every single time you travel, you're going to, your eyes are going to open up just a little bit. And when you travel, meet somebody that you would have thought, no, I would have never spoken to this person. Speak to them. And maybe, you're going to leave that conversation feeling like, yeah, I was right. I should have never spoken to that idiot. Like I was right. Sure. Like idiots are always going to be somewhere in this world. But other times you're going to be like, you know what? I thought this person was a complete idiot. And then I met them. I met their family. I met their friends. And it's like, yeah, they kind of changed my mind. And I shouldn't be afraid to like question the things that I thought were like set in stone in my life. And I think meeting people, talking to people, opening up to people, learning how to be respectful to the way other people do things. That's the only way that we're going to get out of this, like, in a somewhat healthy manner. If not, it's just a mess. It's always going to be a mess. Ooh.
Liet said, what? Danny doesn't want to have kids? I'm unsubscribing.
Exactly. I'm sure there's people. There's... And it's okay. It's okay. But I do feel that, like, if that's, for example, if that or any other things were the things that tip you over, again, it just really speaks about our lack of tolerance. Like, oh, we were having such a great time. I thought you were amazing. You brought this up, and no, I'm sorry. Now I hate you.
Sergi Arts said, social media has allowed people who have very ignorant views to find other people like them and basically create echo chambers where their views are never challenged in any meaningful way, it said.
Yeah.
M.M. Borg, so Monique, was saying, right on, Danny. Thank you. Brajida was saying, I absolutely respect that clarity. I didn't know what I was getting into when I had mine, talking about kids.
Mm-hmm.
And for the society, one isn't enough. They want me to have more. I'm definitely done and happy with my son.
I think I've seen pictures of your family, Regita, so very beautiful. And you can have, if you want one, you can have one. If you want 100, you can have 100.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, I mean, why would someone have an opinion on that? It's not going to be their child.
Yeah. So, you're not taking care of my child.
Yeah. Why,
what are you talking about?
Yeah. And
send me money.
When the conversation starts, I always end up asking, like genuinely asking, why do you want me to have kids? So why do you want me, a person you just met, who said that doesn't want to have a kid, to have a kid? why do you want me to have a kid?
Yeah.
What does that means to your life?
Yeah, you're gonna visit us in
You're not
Christmas.
gonna see
You're
me
gonna
ever
you're gonna
again.
bring them presents. You
Exactly.
pay for school,
Exactly.
maybe
No. And
medical
it's not
bills.
even it's
maybe
not
Are you
even
up for
that.
that?
I mean, if someone tells me I'm gonna pay for everything for your kid, I would be like, thank you, but I'm not having a kid. I mean,
Well,
it's not like
that's awfully generous. I mean,
it's not like I don't want to have a kid because I think that I can't support my kid. No, I just don't want to have a kid. So, it doesn't have to do with that. Because I've also heard people saying, like, yeah, but if, like when I was younger, they would tell me, yeah, but when you have like a stable job, you would start wanting a kid. And I was like, what does that have to do with having a kid? I mean, I get what they're saying, but it would never change the fact that I don't want a kid. And as you were saying, I mean, anyone that says that they don't want to have a kid, they can change their opinion. And
of
that's
course.
fine.
It's their life.
Exactly. But it's their decision to change it. And it's only in their, like, inside of them to say, I'm going to have a kid now. I want a kid now. Or I don't want a kid now. But it's not something to someone else to debate. So, Dennis D'Alessio was saying, yeah, I agree with you both. I sometimes wonder if we as people are growing to fear mistakes and imperfections in general. We fear being wrong so much instead of learning from them. Yeah.
I think I've spoken about this, but and I've spoken about Samu. I've spoken to Samu, and as a father, I can say this. I think the one thing, and it breaks my heart. You don't know how this breaks my heart. Even like now speaking, it just breaks me. Like the one thing my son is horrified of is messing up. Is messing up. Like he is horrified of doing something wrong. Horrified. And I'm like, you're 14. You're supposed to do everything wrong right now. Like that's the moment in your life where you just do every single thing wrong. And he just, every time he holds something, he doesn't know how to hold it. He's afraid that he's going to break it, or he's afraid that he's going to look stupid by not doing what he's supposed to do. And I don't know when this, like this fearfulness coupled with seeing how not knowing how to do something is just the most horrible thing in the world. Like, just that compounded became his worst fear, and it's like crippling fear. So if he's just unsure about something, he freezes. He just won't be able to do anything about it. And it's not, sadly, I think that's not only my son. I think that's a ton of people. And yeah, it breaks me. It really breaks me.
I was going to say that I think that maybe it's something that happens to newer generations. Because nowadays, I don't know, that's just how I feel, or how I try to understand that fear of like
failure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that it's because you see people succeeding all the time. Because, I mean, you have social media and you follow successful artists, or you follow successful sports players, whatever. And you never see them struggling. You just see like they succeed. So you're just super afraid because you never see the whole story, like the whole process they had to have to get where they are. You're just seeing that thing. And I think that that's why also there's a lot of people that say, like, they want to paint, but they want to be there, like in that level since the beginning. Because that's the only thing they're seeing. As we were talking some weeks ago, they don't see the struggle. Yeah. So I think it's hard for a kid to say, I don't know, I want to be a basketball player. And they only see amazing basketball players everywhere. So if he goes to look for basketball content, he would get amazing players, amazing matches, super good teachers talking about tricks, and people doing tricks in TikTok, whatever. So they're afraid to say, okay, I want to get there, but I don't want to fail while I do that.
And I don't want
Like,
people noticing
exactly,
that I'm
I don't
failing
want-
while I do that.
Exactly. And I do think that people nowadays feel more aware of people seeing them. And I think that that's in part due to social media. And it's like, I can't fail because people will know that I'm faking it, or that I'm not good, that I'm not good enough. So if I do a mistake, like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I don't think that should be the learning process, because then there would not be any learning at all.
Yeah. Learning stops to be.
Exactly.
There's it's almost like you have to redefine what learning means, because now it's so narrow, the space in which learning can be, or in which learning can be considered, that but it's and what you say, I think what you're saying is completely right, Danny. It's just, if you see this illusion of success, because it is an illusion and it is a very narrow definition of success. But if that's what you consume day in, day out, then everything else in comparison feels like failure.
Yeah.
Everything else, it's like, if that is what a cool life looks like, everything else is not cool. Everything. My apartment is smaller. I paint worse.
Yeah.
I sell for less when I can sell. My friends are not as cool. When I go eat, the restaurants where I eat are not that that nice. When I cook, my food doesn't look like that.
Yeah, and everything. I mean, it's like, I'm not as pretty as, I'm not as talented as, as. And I think that also the bad thing about having all that access to all that information in the world is that you can see 1,000 super cool artists. So you think, I mean, I'm seeing 1,000. Why am not that? Like, why can I see all these people doing these amazing things? Why can't I be one of those? It's like everyone that tries to paint succeed. And that's not the reality. The thing is that now there's more exposure, so you can see a bigger amount of super talented people, or people that you like what they do, but it's not like they are the only ones painting. So it's not like the only painter. Like, if someone wants to be a painter, they have to be that good, quote unquote, to be a painter. No, they don't. Or if someone wants to play soccer, they have to be as good as Messi. No, of course not. I mean, that's why those people are like different. They have been through ups and downs, and now they got to that stage in their life. But if you never start, like, if you're afraid of committing a mistake, making a mistake, you would never grow. You would never learn. Because the sad thing is that you would stop yourself from trying things that you really want to do, because you're afraid of not being the best person at it at the first time you try it.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Let's eat.
Let's see.
Oh.
Shade said, Danny agreed. That's so sad, though. Being afraid of making mistakes. That's how you learn.
Yeah, only way.
Victor Torres said, Daniela is right. I had the opportunity to see the designs for a project made for a really good artist, Michael Cutchi. I don't know how to pronounce. And I could see not all his work is perfect. Marcelo Peralta said, I agree with you, Danny. Someone once said, and it really stuck with me, we see our own quote unquote making of and others people best hits. Exactly. I really like that quote. Roslyn said, Victor, I had a similar experience, and I remember thinking the artist was so generous to share his quote unquote in process of some failures. So helpful to me. Sam Albright said, so true. 95% of being a painter It's just hard work and sticking with it. Marcelo Peralta said Voltaire calls this letting the perfect be the enemy of the necessary.
That's nice. I didn't know that one, but that's nice.
So, Mossy was saying, hello guys, I was away for a few days and now we'll catch up on your latest streams.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you, Mossy. Happy to have you here. Invictus Art said, that's our school system fault because it punish failure, but it doesn't teach you that failure is how you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam Albright was saying, thank you guys again, painting in the park while listening in Eastern Washington State. Are you doing plein air? I want to know.
You know that I remember when Lucas Ospina, who's an artist and like a writer and a critic here, curator,
very famous.
He's very famous here in Colombia. I remember hearing him do a talk about. Well, he's done a bunch of talks about that, but I was especially. Like, I disagree with him in a lot of things, but I also think he's quite intelligent and in many things. And I remember when he was the dean of the fine arts faculty of like this other big university here in Bogota. He tried to implement this thing where like grades didn't matter. Grades didn't matter, period. So what that meant, he was like, so what does that mean? Because if you say something like that, like the whole institution falls apart because the institution is based on grade because it's based on merit. So you can't give a scholarship to everyone if everyone comes out with a 5.0 or 4.0 or like A+ GPA. The universities are all different. So maybe it's like 10.0 in where you study or 5, or maybe it's 4, or maybe it's A+. So you can't just give everyone a higher, super high grade because then that breaks the system. It breaks everything. Then everyone, imagine years and years and years, classes and classes and classes of people graduating with a perfect GPA. Like universities would be like, if master programs would be like, well, I guess we have 200 candidates with a perfect GPA. So that means nothing anymore. But what he was trying to do, which I thought was very brave of his, and he wasn't the dean for too long, sadly, I think. What he was trying to do was do the following exercise, which I thought was actually super, super cool. He used to say, here's the exercise that we're going to do. You know, here's the homework, let's say, for this particular class. So if you do it, like the homework, if you show up with it, you have 5. You have a perfect score, like 5 or 4 or A+, whatever it is for you. So if you show up with what you brought, you have a 5. You're good. Perfect score. But then he said, but now we're going to sit down and we're going to discuss. We're going to really discuss what you did. So don't worry. You know, it's not like you passed. No. You have a perfect grade. But now we have to sit down as a classroom and we're all going to discuss the works that are in front of us. So everyone had a perfect grade. The grade was not going to change depending on the nature of the discussion. If people were super critical, if a work of art was clearly lazier than others, that didn't matter. Everyone had the same grade. But his point was like, if you liberate yourself from that stupid idea of a grade, and, you know, because you showed up and because you did it, you have a 5, and now you have the responsibility to listen, you know, to what your fellow classmates have to say and to what your teacher has to say about your work, then maybe you're going to be way more in tune with all the critiques and all like everything that is surrounding that grade that before you used to associate like, oh my God, I'm a 5.0, I'm a perfect student, I'm doing nothing wrong. And then the other student was like, I'm a 3.0, I'm a C minus, I'm worthless. No, you're all, that's not the measure. So I thought it was really interesting. Really, really interesting. But sadly, I don't think it was very popular. And you can tell why it wouldn't be popular. So
while we were talking,
yeah, Lucas Ospina is here?
no,
Okay.
Jose Fails
Jose Fails
was saying, I forgot to mention last time, y'all, I got engaged this past weekend.
What?
Officially bagged myself a trophy
A trophy
husband.
A trophy husband. I was gonna say, who's the lucky guy?
Wow, congrats, Jose. I was saying
Oh.
like congrats for. I was seeing comments like congrats
Those
for the
Nevada.
engagement, and I was like, what?
Those Nevada dudes.
Ooh,
Yeah, he went
congrats.
fishing to the casinos for the Mr. Moneybags.
And
over
Jose
there.
said, I almost lost everything I owned, but I gained a husband and a shiny ring. A
What?
bride
So
ring.
maybe it wasn't a casino? Oh, come on. I need to know more.
No, because they were saying this before you said.
Okay. So maybe it's part of the joke, but yeah.
Caqueiro.
Well, congratulations. If you're happy,
congrats.
if you are happy, that makes us happy.
Yeah. Let's see. Marcelo Peralta was saying, my wife and I are thinking about having a kid in 2023, our first and only one. Wow, congrats too.
Ooh, look at everyone just like
yeah,
more big news,
decisions.
please. More big news.
Yeah, I
It's
love
like,
that. I'm happy.
I am planning on going to the bathroom after we finish the stream.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be.
That's my big news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but congratulations to Marcelo and Marcelo's wife.
Yes. Well, yes.
On the decision.
We wish you the best of luck.
Exactly. Caqueiro nos estaba saludando. A ver, ¿dónde está? Se me perdió el comentario de Cacaíto.
¿De Cacay Rodríguez?
Sí, Cacaíto, nos vemos el sábado. Donde mi agüe. Sí.
Dani usa el live como un chat también.
Sí. Es que yo
Se
no
le
uso.
olvida, hay veces, se le olvida.
¿Sabes qué pasa? Que yo no
Se le
uso el
olvida.
chat como chat. Yo nunca respondo. Creo que mi prima puede dar fe de eso. Tú sabes que no. No, o sea, no. Entonces prefiero por acá. Pero de pronto ya se fue Cacaíto. Entonces de pronto me fui a correo de voz.
Muy bien, Dani. Grande.
So Catherine Kenny.
Yeah.
When they were talking about getting a dog,
Yes.
a shepherd,
Yes.
and
The
Liet
less
was saying,
threatening German Shepherd.
yeah, and Liet was saying that they had shepherd when they were kids.
Yes.
Catherine said, I agree, Liet. I grew up with a shepherd too. She will hopefully love the harmless little pup and not be afraid. She was beat very badly when she was a kid, so understandable that she's nervous. Yeah. Leslie Cavazos Garduño.
Leslie Gavazos Carduño.
Ajá.
Mm.
Dice, no sé, iba a tratar de mezclar más letras, pero no pudo. Leslie Gavazos
Larduño.
Dice, el trabajo de Lezama se me hace que tiene influencias en estilo de Paula Rego. No la conocía a ella, pero ahora lo que veo su obra, puedo ver la influencia de ella en Daniel Lezama.
¿Sabes que no? O sea, así no
yo
sé
tampoco.
quién es, no lo conozco.
busquemos.
De pronto la obra, si veo, digo, ay,
Dice,
súper ignorante yo, pero... o de pronto me
artista de la
acordaba.
Ciudad de México.
Mm.
A ver, mira.
No conocía, o de pronto sí he visto un poco. Está chévere también. Muy Rauch, muy neo Rauch ese. Ese muy Nerdrum, muy neo Rauch.
Sí, pero
Bueno,
estás
ese es muy
comentando
Neo Rauch.
y nadie lo está viendo. Pero
Ese
sí, sí,
es
sí.
mega Neo Rauch.
Perdón, siempre trato de toser hacia otro lado
No,
y
pues
entro como en panic mode y toso en el micrófono.
nailed
Ay,
it.
ay. A ver, miremos qué más dice. Eh, Cacaito dice, no, acá estoy, jaja, pero me perdí un pedazo de la pregunta.
No, no era pregunta,
Ahora, sí, estaba diciendo que
era nos vemos.
nos vemos el sábado donde mi abue. ¿A qué horas van a llegar?
No, no empieza ahorita. ¿Las dejamos
Um,
solas o qué? ¿Nos vamos todos?
so, mm, mm,
It's tough to paint. This is tough to paint.
why so? Because of the
Yeah, values just go all over the place, but you know, but you still, it's not just about painting, but you still want to do something with what you're painting. So
mm, let's see. Jose, and are you getting married in Las Vegas?
yeah, is there like an Elvis wedding?
Like yeah, like an Elvis chapel, or what's the plan? Let's see here. Oh. Lola Onigiri dice, ay no, llegué muy tarde.
Ay, Lola, Dolores.
Sí.
No me llames Dolores.
Cody Winnicky was saying, I'm heading to drop off 2 new paintings to the gallery right now.
Oh, best of luck.
It's not as big as getting engaged or deciding to have a kid, haha, but it's all I've got.
No,
Now I
that's
want to know everyone's news
yeah.
for the week.
As
So,
small, as big, as you know, there could be a huge thing happening. It could be I am actually heading for the jam because I thought I wanted one peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I think I'm gonna go for seconds. So my life is awesome.
you said I'm going to the gym?
No, jam and jelly. I know they're different things, but in my brain they're
No.
always like the
Oh,
same.
yeah. No, I was like, I had no idea what you were trying to say. I thought you were saying like
Yeah,
gym, like to the gym.
Oh, to the
To the
jam.
jam, yeah, and I was like going
What is
to the
that?
gym.
What's like that twang? Yeah.
I mean, what dog?
Oh, stop it.
What
No.
dog?
No, but that would have been a heavy twang. The jam.
So Roslyn says, Cody, that's awesome news.
Yeah, best of luck with those works.
Alexa Huang was saying, hi, Danny and Nicolas. I love to watch you guys again. Oh, thank you, Alexa. And Alexa was asking, how can one purchase this painting? So we have a storefront. It's called ourpaintedlives.com. So
Or you at least you have to humor me. Come on, I pay like $10 a year for this, so
or lasagnacadaver.com.
Thank you.
So let's type them all.
Ooh.
I mean,
What happened, Danielita?
no, my bad. Lasagna
What did you put?
Cadaver.
Lasagna Carduño?
.com. Uh, boiled ghost.
Boiled Ghost. Yeah.
Ghost.com.
That one's very cool, I feel.
And amazing one.
Well, what if cows?
Where cow. Where se escribe?
Yeah.
Wherecow.com.
Yeah.
That's our webpage.
Yeah. That one's Rosalind's fault, by the way. That whole conversation was all Rosalind.
Yeah.
So,
but I like that. I
and
like
she
when we
prompted-
used to.
That was all, me. Then after that conversation, or while we were having the conversation, I forget, me thinking, I got to buy this domain name.
So let me answer to Alexa. So after we end the stream, in about an hour, we post that painting to the website.
Half an hour, let's say.
Half an hour? No,
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying an hour, to give it a little bit more room.
Yeah, but then they're going to say, what? I came an hour after
yeah.
and the painting was gone.
So the best way, I would say, is to
Just
see when Nicolas does
hit-
the...
And then start hitting F5.
No, when you do the post on Instagram, because
Yes.
you usually do the post and then you put it online. Or you do the post as soon as you put it
sometimes
online.
I do it the other way. But
Yeah,
you know what?
You put it...
From now on, I'll do Instagram first and then...
No, because I think that some people see it on Instagram and they go to the webpage.
So is that
maybe
not
they
what
go...
we're
No, I think...
going for?
No, because maybe they go super fast and you haven't posted.
No, but they know that I'm about to. That would be the easiest way to know that I'm about to.
Or just post it and then post the Instagram. No, I don't know. So yeah, it's something like that. So
We just gave you the way. Yeah, something like that.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna be up in our webpage maybe half an hour after we end the stream.
Yes. And thank you so much for your interest.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You know that somebody DM'd me today, and they were like, how do I go to the website, I go to your guys' website, I want to buy something. Every time I go there, it's sold. And how do you, what time do you guys post it on your site? And I told them, I was like, well, the easiest way to do this is just hit the bell on our channel, so that way we're live. And if you kind of follow the live stream, you'll know that when we end, then it takes me a couple of minutes to try to take a photo and then publish it. So that's probably the easiest way. And I loved it. He was like, you guys have a YouTube channel? So we still...
But that happens a lot. That happens a lot.
Yeah, there's still a lot of people that don't know that we have a YouTube channel.
And
A
even
lot of
people that know us personally.
Well, if we want to be
other
exact,
artists.
there's only 10% of people that follow us on Instagram.
Well, you.
That know. Well, but this is us. But
no, your account.
Yeah, but
I was saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's my personal account, but it's full of the stuff that we both work on. So, yeah, but only 10% knows that we have a channel, or or only 10% have been willing to say, I'll click subscribe to this channel.
But I even remember we did for a bit some Instagram videos.
Yeah.
With recaps of the videos, the edited videos we were doing here in our
those
channel.
Were good. That's a lot of work.
And it said YouTube. Dos puntos. How do I say that?
Colon. No, colon.
Colon.
Yeah.
No, colon no es coma?
No, that's comma.
Oh, so colon, yeah.
Yeah. Semicolon is punto y coma. And colon is...
El semicolon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we would say YouTube, in the video. So you were seeing what happened every day, and it said YouTube, our painted lives.
Right.
And there were people commenting oh, super cool. Where can I see the videos? And I remember I told you, I don't know how to make people
Oh, at some point you
like
stop. At some point you're like, okay, this is beyond what we can try to do.
yeah.
Yeah, it's in God's hands.
Yeah, but it was funny. Or I mean, we did like the live streams when we used to give the paintings.
Yeah.
And there were people like, "Wait, what? Do you have a channel?" And we were like, "Yes."
Yeah, why are you doing giveaways?
Yeah.
That's because, these are the people that bought the paintings. What paintings?
Yeah.
What do you mean you're selling paintings?
Yeah.
Well, it's the paintings that we do from the videos. What videos?
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, well, yeah, thank you for your support.
Yeah. So, let's see. Rajita was saying, but if it's on Instagram first, there's too much competition. It has to be website first, so people like me, who was furiously refreshing till I can get it. Yeah, I think it's better to put it first on the storefront and then on Instagram. Because then people who were here that maybe wanted the painting since the beginning can go first to see it's available. No?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I always feel weird.
It's just, I mean, and we're saying this here and then we're just going to mess up the order. So.
Yeah, I know myself, so.
Cody Winnicky was saying, ha ha ha, what? You paint? Yeah.
Well, apparently somebody showed up in another stream and said it's all Photoshop. So
yeah.
maybe the painting is,
and
is a facade.
Dennis was saying also before that, wait, you guys are painters? Yeah. Alonso Galue said, hello, great work as always.
Thank you.
Lola Onigiri dice, ay no, jaja. ¿Me pueden decir cuál es la historia para querer comprar los dominios? Entonces, ourpaintedlives.com es
sí
porque tenemos un canal,
pusimos,
no sé si Lola sepa. Sí. No, y tú dices que no, ese es el nombre, pues obvio, estaba haciendo era un chiste. Lasaña Cadaver.
Salí aquí regañado.
No, pero pues.
Salí regañadísimo.
Lasaña Cadaver es gracias a una pintura, Lola,
sí,
que la gente que veía el canal desde hace rato, yo no sé hace cuánto pintamos esa.
Hace mucho tiempo.
Pintamos, ¿no? Pintaste
Gracias.
esa.
No,
y yo edité el video de esa.
Pintamos.
Miremos a ver, para responderle a Lola con todas las de la ley.
¿Con Lola las de la ley?
Con Lola las de la ley. Entonces, Lasaña Cadaver fue una pintura que hicimos el 19 de marzo de 2021. Voy a mandar el link para que lo pueda ver Lola. Entonces, cuando le dijimos lo de ourpaintedlives.com, dice, jajaja, de ese sí sé. Ese es el de Lasaña Cadaver, que era el, ¿cómo se llama? Es como contenedor de aluminio en el que viene la lasaña.
Bandeja, pero bueno.
Ese es el...
Contenedor.
¿Bandeja? No.
Pues una bandejita de aluminio.
No, porque no es bandeja.
Pero un contenedor es como un buque.
Pues,
o sea, un buque está repleto de containers, de contenedores.
La verdad es un contenedor, pero bueno. Porque la bandeja es no muy honda. ¿Cómo se llama? O sea, la bandeja es como plana, como...
O sea, ¿estás diciendo del
bandeja,
significado bandeja?
Definición. Sí, porque creo que estás... mira, déjame te corrijo, por favor. Recipiente poco profundo,
Pon
de
bandeja
fondo
de aluminio,
plano.
porfa.
A ver.
Bandeja de
Te va a
aluminio
salir
para
las
comida.
que se meten en el horno.
Bandeja de aluminio para comida.
Aluminio.
Lasaña en bandeja de aluminio.
No, pues debe haber gente que también como tú se equivoca, pero está bien, está bien.
Mundo de gente lleno de gente bruta como yo.
No, pues no bruta.
Lleno de gente bruta.
Pero salen es bandejas.
Exactas.
Mira qué es
No
esto.
hagas clic en la que no era. Debajo de esa estaba la que... Mírala, debajo, esa, clic.
Pero eso no es una bandeja según su definición.
Ah, bueno.
No importa.
Bueno.
El caso es que
Ajá.
de ahí, de ahí
Good.
salió lasaña cadáver.
Mm.
Lola Onigiri dice, eso es coquita para lasaña y sale.
¿Una coquita?
Sí,
Bueno,
la
una
coquita.
coca, yo no le diría una coca a eso,
Mm.
pero bueno. No entremos en estas discusiones, por favor.
Después, ¿cuál va? Where Cow. Fue
Ujú.
gracias a un Would You Rather
Sí,
que hizo Roslyn.
sí.
And Roslyn was saying, Where Cow, haha, the day we became friends. Now I feel insulted. Thought
Well,
we were
yeah, I
friends
always
before
thought
that.
I thought it was way prior than that.
Wow,
But
we
now
have super different timelines
yeah,
in our
now we know
friendship,
when you
Roslyn. But
considered
that's
us
fine,
friends.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
The more you
So
know.
we've just met,
Hmm.
according to Roslyn.
Row what? Who?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Just one person rowing the boat.
Yeah.
Lola dice, jajaja, ese Nicolás. Pero tú no has dicho nada. Yo he respondido de todas.
Y mira que hago reír a la gente
Y
con eso.
Boiled Ghost,
Mira, esa
Nicolás.
capacidad. Boiled Ghost es una pintura, si no estoy mal, es la descripción que hacen en la Tate Gallery de una pintura de Patrick Graham, no me acuerdo. La verdad no me estoy acordando de qué pintura era, pero es como de un viejito que tiene como una cara amarilla, el fondo es verde. Y en la descripción que hacían, decían que la gente cuando vio esa pintura decían que parecía un boiled ghost. Y entonces yo dije, ¿qué es esto? O sea, uno como cocina un fantasma.
¿No es este?
Ese. ¿Puedes dar la pintura? ¿La puedes mostrar? Además,
Claro.
buenísima, buenísima. Entonces apenas vi Boiled Ghost, dije, uy, tengo que ir a comprar Boiled Ghost. Y lo más chistoso es que cada vez que tengo estas horrorosas decisiones, que tomo estas horrorosas decisiones con base en caprichos estúpidos, siento que debe haber otra persona en el mundo igual de idiota a mí, que en ese momento está a punto de querer comprar ese dominio.
O que tiene, sí.
Y que está diciendo, este es el mejor dominio del mundo, lo voy a comprar. Y entonces siempre tengo ese nerviosismo y estoy súper ansioso porque digo, me lo van a quitar.
¿Sabes qué sería súper chévere?
Me
se
lo van a
puede-
quitar.
Sí se puede ver. ¿Cuánta gente ha accedido a las
Nadie.
páginas con
Ninguna. Son los dominios más subutilizados,
Sí.
creo que de
plática
toda
mensual
internet.
que... Sí, por
Sí,
un chiste.
pero
El
es,
precio de un chiste.
pero es un chiste que sí.
El precio de tu
Pero
humor.
¿sabes qué pasa? Es algo
A ver,
que
mira,
sí.
este es el Boiled Ghost.
Es algo que si
original.
no lo hago, me siento mal por no haber seguido mi...
Traicionándote
Sí,
a ti
si yo
mismo.
si yo no respondo ante mis momentos más estúpidos, no voy a responder nunca ante mis momentos más lúcidos.
No, a mí me encanta
Entonces,
que compres así.
Entonces,
Que compres. A mí me
sí.
encanta que...
A mí me encanta que compre ese
No,
papito.
pues que si a ti te encanta eso, pues te encanta eso.
Pues no es que me encante, pero siento...
No, y a mí me encanta poder decir, no, ay, ¿tienen página web? Sí, sí, obvio. Workout.com, que la gente sea, ¿qué?
Nadie, sí, pero esa de pronto no nos va muy bien.
Roslyn was saying, ha ha ha, you guys kill me. No, you killed us.
Yeah,
With the
well,
comment, but
yeah.
yes,
You just killed the
let's
friendship.
say, yeah, exactly.
You just witnessed a friendship dying. Although, who
Uh,
knows? Maybe it wasn't a friendship for
yeah,
you.
apparently.
Friendship for
wasn't.
us. But guess who's going to go look at apartments, overpriced apartments by herself?
Mm,
Because I'm not going.
you're never
I'm
going.
still not going. Yeah, I'm still not going.
Lola Onigiri dice, si no respondo a mis momentos más es tú, entonces no voy a poder responder a mis momentos más lúcidos. Te hizo una quote.
Ah,
Sí,
bueno.
Nicolás Uribe
no, sí,
2022.
bueno, no sé si es muy quotable, pero bueno.
Let's see. Shade was saying, LOL, I love this one, by the way. And that Sunday painting just killed me. It's incredible. I have no words. And Shade also said, ha 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 ha. Marcelo,
To Shade, I'll send you because I what I wrote to you on your comment. I usually don't take photos, like final photos of the stuff that we do till the end. For example, we shipped some stuff today, and right before shipping them, like in today's after breakfast, I took the photos. So I'll send you a photo of that painting when I'm done with it. So
Marcelo Peralta said, I've showed lasagna cadaver once as a joke to a friend, but he didn't get it. We're not friends anymore.
I mean, we were talking about polarizing tribes. I think if there's one thing that could be understandable that would create like a harsh sense of tribalism is the people that get lasagna cadaver and the people that are just too dumb to understand. So
Not dumb.
too dumb to understand. So I get it.
Shade said, oh God, please do. It will mean the world to me. Thank you both.
Yes, for sure.
Dennis D'Alessio was saying, when are you two going to do a world tour? LOL. Just traveling, paint/talk show.
Well,
It would be like we would need like one chair in the audience.
yeah.
I don't know if, I mean,
Yeah, it would be for the people that are cleaning up the room.
yeah. No, they would go out.
The janitor would
Yeah,
leave.
they would be
Yeah.
like, no, I quit. I mean, they just like keep talking
Yeah.
nonsense, so please.
We could do your wedding, so maybe some invitations would be.
Dennis weddings?
Yeah, Dennis is engaged. Also.
Wow, I had no idea. Hi, I don't know what was
I
that.
had no idea.
But congrats,
Encanto.
Dennis. Congrats too. Oh, there were people talking about their big news.
Oh,
I was like,
gotta know.
please tell me your big news.
And then it's like, I don't care about your big news.
So,
Nobody gives a crap about your news.
Roslyn
Yes.
was saying, my good news? No gym for me today. I plan to have a bowl of ice cream and read a trashy romance novel tonight. Treat yourself, LOL.
Well, that's every day for me.
Let's see. Oh, I think that was the only.
Okay.
Oh no.
No.
Sam Albright said, I had a studio open house last weekend.
Sweet.
Sold 3 little paintings.
Dude,
Woohoo!
nice. Congrats.
Congrats, Sam. Yeah, no more news.
So, yeah, apparently we're not exciting people.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
the world tour
That's
would
very
go.
sad. Yeah, we're done. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. Refunds out the door.
So, Roslyn said, oh, I watched the art piece with the robot arm you talked about streams ago. That really killed me. I always look up your work, art/artist recommendation. Yeah, that work is
The one that with the grease?
the one that looks like blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Existential.
Yeah. Marcelo Peralta said, week news. Going to attend to an art fair this weekend with my younger brother.
Nice.
Oh, congrats.
Nice.
Super cool. Where is it?
Thinking of buying something maybe or
To attend, maybe
selling
to be
something?
part of it?
Yeah.
Like selling something.
or just driving your brother and waiting in the car, maybe? Boring ass art fair.
Shade said, my tiny orchid opened.
Oh,
good news. Yeah.
Nice. You know, the orchid.
No, don't say anything about our orchid because
Okay, I
it
wasn't
was
going there.
Kakero's gift. Kakero.
Oh, Danny, I wasn't even close to that.
I'm going there. My cousin gave me an orchid. And I don't know. I think she doesn't, the orchid doesn't love me back. Because I'm trying to put a lot of water. Not a lot, the water that it needs. But there's one that's good because there were 2. And the other one just keeps dying. So
The
from
old one
the
keeps
two-
dying. I like
from
that.
the 2,
Oh,
We had.
I like
I just
that.
have one. No, but the other one, keepsdying.com, that's kind of
It's a little long. You're
no,
right.
kind
You
of
are
weird.
true. Well, it's not weird because of the dying part. It's weird because of the keeps dying. What do you mean keeps dying? Dying is not like a thing that you can do.
A phoenix.
A phoenix keeps
You die?
dying.
Exactly.
I mean, they don't keep dying. They can revive.
Well,
They
I
don't
mean,
keep dying.
if you
It's like, there it goes again. It died.
if someone believes in reincarnation, they keep dying.
No, they keep reincarnating. But I
'Cause
don't know if
they
they
die.
keep dying.
I mean, they reincarnate because they die.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's one of the things that you would go like, oh, there they go again. Kept dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a video
Yeah.
game.
Uncle Todd. He
in a
keeps
video
dying.
game, you keep dying.
In a
too.
video game, you keep dying. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Ay, Cacaito me dice, no, Dani, ellas mueren y vuelven a florecer.
So an orchid keeps dying.
Ponlas en agua cada 8 días y en una copa para que le entre agua desde abajo y listo, déjala cerca de una ventana
No,
que no le dé luz directa. Es que la tengo en un lugar
Tres cosas.
donde no le da luz directa y está bien, pero no le tengo el vaso. Voy a ponerle el vaso, pero no sabía que morían y volvían a nacer.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they do keep dying.
Shade said, Danny, I'll DM you on Instagram and help you sort it out. Orchids are insanely tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I was going to say before you wanted to sincere yourself.
About the orchid. No, I
Yeah.
feel bad.
I was just going to say that it's our national flower. That's all I was going to say. I was going to say, Shade, do you know that that's our national flower?
No, but I
And then I was
remember
going to
that
stop.
this morning I told you, like,
And you were like, I killed my orchid. The weight of it is crippling me. I have to
oh.
be honest.
Cacaito dice, sí, a las orquídeas se les mueren las flores y luego se seca el tallo, pero le siguen saliendo nuevos tallos. Uy, Cacaito, no tenía ni idea. Yo estaba esta mañana en depresión. Yo decía, pero ¿qué le he hecho mal a esta flor?
Negligencia, pero bueno.
¿Cómo se llaman?
Cacaíto.
No. How do you call the things that come inside the box?
What?
That are made.
What?
Wait.
Oh
I'm
my
just-
God. Are you having a stroke? We should have a safe word for when you're having a stroke. I keep dying, Nicolas. I
No,
keep
no.
dying.
The things that people use to ship things.
Oh, the packing peanuts.
Packing peanuts. The
Yeah.
corn peanuts that
Oh,
are
Jesus Christ.
corn.
You have to be a little more specific. Just give me a clue.
I was just Googling it. So I don't know.
Oh,
I had like a brain fart and I thought that you had an idea of what I was talking
No, I
about.
can't read your mind. You know, we've been together for a little bit, but
Yeah, because today we received a package
yeah,
with the corn
on the cob.
corn peanuts from the package, and I told you
Yeah.
that you can use that as a fertilizer for flowers, and I did. So I hope that my orchid likes it. And I was just Googling it to know if I was right or wrong, or if I was like
I thought
intoxicating my plant.
I thought you were making that up when you said it.
No, because I did it. I mean, then I would be like killing my plants just because.
Or
So,
maybe they
no.
just feel they're at the movies. or
No,
something.
it says for gardeners,
Mhm.
the cornstarch content in these sustainable packaging peanuts can actually fertilize your plants.
No way. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I remember I read that.
Yeah.
Like the cool uses of corn, biodegradable cornstarch peanut for packaging.
Yeah,
That was the name of
that's
the article.
that's the technical. Yeah, that's technical name.
Yeah. So, uh-oh.
What?
Shade said, I wouldn't. Ha ha ha. Orchids won't do with it, sadly. So I have to take it out.
Maybe it died once again.
Well, yeah, it keeps dying, so. Cacaíto dice, soy la más experta, jaja. Llevo como 4 años con la mía. No, yo no. No, a mí no.
La nuestra muere cada 4 minutos.
No, pues, no. Pero tengo una lengua de suegra, se llaman esas plantas, que está, o sea, increíble. Perdón, pero es la mejor planta del mundo.
No
Si
la
uno
que
le
usted
echa-
regaló, Caquero.
No, la de cacaíto es divina.
No
Estoy
la que usted
diciendo es
regaló,
que la de
Caquero.
la lengua de suegra, que me la regalaron mi hermana y la novia, si uno le echa agua una vez al mes, está perfecta. Si uno le echa agua todos los días, está perfecta. Si uno no le echa agua, está perfecta. Si uno la pone en el sol, perfecta. Sombra, perfecta. Y crece impresionante. O sea, fue madre. Yo creo que va a tocar el techo en algún momento. Si me acuerdo de echarle suficiente agua.
No, acuérdate, no le tienes que hacer nada.
William Felipe dice, ¿de café? ¿Qué?
¿Qué?
¿De café qué?
No,
Él sí está,
Él
algo le
llegó-
está pasando, que está dentro de la caja y el de café. Sí, no, William Felipe tiene que usar la palabra si algo le está pasando.
Porque asoció caja de una con café, William Felipe.
Ay, no, ya entendí.
¿Qué?
Es que no leí
No,
que Lola
toca leer.
Onigiri decía, échales un cunchito de café cuando las humedeces, eso les ayuda. Y entonces William Felipe decía, ¿de café? Y Lola dice, jaja, sí, de café, porque a veces les faltan nutrientes.
Pero ¿y por qué hacemos todas esas cosas? Yo a veces digo que los seres humanos somos muy charros. O sea, seguramente la orquídea lleva como millones de años más en este planeta que nosotros. A la orquídea no le ha faltado nunca nada, no le importa nada.
Pues pero una
Ella es
orquídea
como,
en un vaso.
Yo soy, ¿qué es
en
que son las
un-
orquídeas? ¿Cómo es que se llaman? Las que se agarran de otras, es un...
No sé.
Sí, porque ellas no pueden vivir solas, ellas viven es como de otro... Siempre se agarran de un árbol. Son, ¿cómo se llaman? Zarrapastrosas. ¿Cómo se dice eso? ¿Cómo se dice caquero?
Dice, familia de las plantas. No, esto no es.
No, es como el tipo de planta que es. Ellas tienen que crecer en otra planta.
¿Trepadora?
No, retrechera. No.
No sé.
Mira a ver si
no
Caqueiro
dice.
sabe. Ahorita me dicen. Pero, ¿qué estaba diciendo? Ya se me olvidó.
Rastreras, jajaja, dice Cacaíto.
No.
Eh,
Son...
trepadoras.
No, ay, ya no. Chao, hasta luego. Pero, no, estaba diciendo. La planta feliz durante millones de años existiendo. How old are... ¿cuánto tiene? ¿Cuán
Tú estás
viejas?
teniendo el stroke. ¿Qué está pasando?
¿Cuán viejas son las orquídeas?
How old
Are the
are
species?
orchids?
Pero species, ¿cuánto llevan en el planeta?
Uh,
No, ahora es como 2000 años. o
Their
algo así.
analysis indicates orchids arose some 76 to 84 million years ago.
Ya, listo.
Much longer
No, no, no,
ago than
por
many
favor.
scientists had
80
estimated.
80 millones de años en este planeta lleva una orquídea. 80 millones de años en este planeta. Nosotros, nuestra especie, no sé, 400
Oye,
mil
lleva-
años de pronto.
80 millones de años existiendo y sobreviviendo, y la mía,
No, la tuya en 4 minutos
80
muere.
días.
Sí, los peores 80 días de su vida, además. Pero 80 millones de años sola, tranquila. Llegamos los seres humanos hace 400.000, seamos generosos porque es como más como 250.000.
Gonzalo Castro dice simbióticas.
De pronto.
Cacaíto. Sebastián Villamizar, un momento, dice plantas parásitas.
Parásita, gracias, es una
y
parásita.
Cacaíto dice como un parásito,
Es
jaja,
parásita,
que se
es.
alimentan de otro.
Sí, es parásita, es una parásita.
Lola
la
dice
orquídea.
plantas aéreas.
No, Dios mío, ya qué está pasando.
Sí, planta del pie.
Sí, no, sí. Pero planta baja. Pero
Ay, quería
80,
saber,
gracias.
sí salió
80
pésimo.
millones de años. Y llegó Lola y dice que a la planta le falta café.
Pero a mí me
80, 80 millones de años la planta sola diciendo, este planeta me da todo lo que yo necesito para sobrevivir. He sobrevivido durante 80 millones de años. O sea, me la he guerreado, he visto erupciones de volcanes, o sea, he visto heladas, los ríos se rebosan, inundan todo, he visto desiertos. Llegó el ser humano y Lola dice, ¿sabes qué te hace falta? Un poquitito de café.
Igual obvio le voy a hacer caso a
Un
Lola.
poquitito de café. Es como, gracias. Gracias.
Pues porque le pueden faltar nutrientes.
Lleva 80 millones de años.
Pero es que los
O sea,
nutrientes los sacan de la
Lleva
tierra.
79 millones de años, 79 millones 500 mil años viviendo sin que nadie le haya dicho que necesita café. Y nosotros llegamos a este planeta. ¿Sabes qué le hace falta a tu plantita? Un poquitito de café.
Mira,
No.
Lola te dice, pero es que tú no la tienes en la naturaleza, la tienes en tu casita divina en un vasito. Sí, por
Bueno,
eso
tienes
necesita
razón.
más nutrientes.
Bueno, la verdad tienes razón, sí.
Ve literalmente lo que te acabo de decir.
Lola
Porque
tiene
no
razón.
tiene los nutrientes de la tierra. Oye, ¿y te lo digo yo?
Lola y solo Lola
Ave
tiene
María.
razón. Sí, pero y además que es esa maña del ser humano también tener plantas en la
Eh,
casa. Arrancarlas de su ecosistema, de su sitio
no,
donde
pero
viven
ya.
y después, ¿por qué no me crece a mí?
Bueno.
A mí, ¿por qué no me crece esta planta que se da en Namibia? Pero ¿y yo qué he hecho mal?
Entonces,
Ya, bueno.
sí.
En
no
esa
sé cuál
nota-
fue tu rage hacia las plantas.
No, hacia
El caso es que agradezco a
hacia
todos.
nosotros.
Agradezco muchísimo
Hacia
a todos
Lola.
por su ayuda
Menos Lola.
con el girasol. ¿Qué?
¿Qué?
Con la orquídea que me dio cacaíto.
¿El girasol? No, es que ni le sabe decir por el nombre.
Es que Lola dice, hoy va a ser sol. Y leí eso y dije, el girasol. Sí, no importa. William Felipe dice, ¿cómo supiste lo del café, Lola? Yo quiero saber si es tradición de la familia o si se le regó un tinto
Échele
en una
café.
planta.
¡Ay, jue
Y al día
madre!
siguiente
¡Ay, jue
estaba-
madre! Sí. Mire
William
lo
Felipe dice-
mire lo que le sentó este tinto.
Sí.
Mire lo que le sentó.
William Felipe dice, también venden mini orquídeas. Sí, esa es la que yo tengo, la que me regaló Cacaíto.
Y para las mini orquídeas sugieren espresso. La verdad, ese chiste está re fino. Estuve re bien.
Ujú.
Con eso nos vamos a despedir. So,
So thank you everyone.
after talking about orchids and coffee,
Ujú.
so this conversation took us places, I
Yeah,
think.
and corn peanuts from packaging.
Yeah, what are those things in boxes? You looked
Yeah.
at me as if I could read your brain, just saying, what are those things in boxes?
What is the name of that things?
Of
That
those
thing
things
that comes in
a
box.
Yeah. So thank you, Danny, for that.
Uh,
But
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I have to say this before.
Oh, please. go.
Lola dice, William, es que mi cuñada vende orquídeas y
A ver,
bonsais, entonces de ahí.
A ver,
Entonces,
William.
Yo prefiero creerle a Lola
Mm,
que a Nicolás,
que a la evolución.
que
que
no
a
ha cuidado
79
ni una
millones de
orquídea.
años.
Entonces,
Mm.
Lola, ¿cómo preparo el café?
No, Dios santo. ¿Sabes qué
Y
le
te lo
gusta?
he hecho, sí, un latte.
Un poquito de stevia.
Un latte.
Un poquitito de
Sí.
stevia.
¿Stevia?
Stevia.
Bueno,
Sí,
bueno.
Un
So,
poquitito.
So,
Un poquitito.
so thank you
Y haces tú un
everyone.
cappuccino, la matas. La matas.
Thank you everyone.
So thank you. Yeah. We started heavy, dense, and we ended in very OPL fashion. But like a super good time painting an incredible artist that deserves all the recognition that hopefully she'll get, in the future and
Yes.
newer generations knowing about her work. So
Yes.
sad day today. World lost an amazing, amazing, amazing painter, an amazing graphic artist. Her etchings, Aquatints, are gorgeous, are absolutely gorgeous too. Very, very much so. Goya in there. She was incredible. So we lost a good one of the good, powerful artists in this world. So very sad. But she gave us a chance to come together to speak about, tough things and to speak about packing peanuts because that's how conversations
That's
go, I
what
guess.
comes inside boxes.
You
So
you are not wrong. So,
I was
yeah.
not wrong.
So, and we did that with the pretext of not using white and just relying heavily, I'm going to say, on yellow ochre, except on this, very geometric bit of yellow in the bottom where we used a bit of bismuth mixed with ochre. So, yeah, very nice painting to have. Very, heavy-handed painting, depicting, hopefully in not a heavy-handed way, a painter of like enormous gravitas. So, yeah, hopefully we did some of her teachings a little bit of justice today. So, anyways, that was it for today. See you guys tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And yes.
Yeah.
That's
Any
it.
other? No.
No, I'm
Do you
just.
want me to read your mind about anything else?
No, I'm just trying to change the thumbnail
Your attitude
while
A
I
little
was
bit.
talking.
That could help.
So yes,
Maybe if
thank you
changed
everyone.
that, Rosalind would come back.
Well,
maybe if you had
no.
that from the beginning.
I mean, I had an amazing
Rosalind would have understood
attitude, and
that what we had
I was never
indeed
considered a
friendship.
friend.
So now
Not gonna change a thing.
we are perfect strangers.
Just who I am, Rosalind.
Yeah, who's that?
Take it or leave it.
Who's that?
So thank you everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.